Okay, we should be live. We're ready to do some live bagpiping here. So excited. And I wish there was, is there a way I can tell who's watching? Maybe not. So if you're joining or just joining or you're already watching, just say hi in the chat. Then I'll know you're here. Then I can say hello to you. So I see a viewer count of how many viewers are watching, but I don't see names. So yeah, just put in the chat. Say hi in the chat. You can say hi in the chat and I'll be able to see that. Hopefully you can see that as well. Yeah, so I'm Alec from Get Bagpipe Ready. Thanks so much for joining the live. I would love for you to say hi in the chat so I can see who is all watching the live. Participants. All right, yeah, so say hi in the chat. Just quickly, I'm going to jump into playing my Great Highland Pipes, a tune for you to start off here. My Great Highland Pipes, I'm going to play Minstrel Boy. Minstrel Boy was the tune featured in this month's workshop. Get Bagpipe Ready. I do the monthly membership. Each month you get access to a new tune, a new workshop, teaching you how to play that tune. This month was Minstrel Boy, so I'll play that for you on the Highland Pipes in a moment. And of course, if you'd like to pay the piper, there's a link below. You could always hit that link and pay the piper. I won't say no to tips. Or if you're short on pennies, you can always just leave a comment. I'll take good wishes as well. So definitely know I'll be thinking of you as I'm playing this tune. So let's get Minstrel Boy, Bagpipe Ready. I'll play that for you on the Highland Pipes. As well, something else exciting going on and Get Bagpipe Ready is these t-shirts. Don't let the sound of the music tree go silent. These t-shirts are supporting the African Blackwood Conservation Project. So it's a charity t-shirt. And there's a link in the description below where you can get a t-shirt of this of your own. And in my Patreon page, all my Patreons are being entered in a draw for a t-shirt just like this, a Get Bagpipe Ready t-shirt. We're doing that draw on the 31st of January. So if you aren't in the Patreon already, definitely check out the Patreon. Again, the links below. So I think that's all the preamble. So let's get into playing the Minstrel Boy. And I am inside, and I am going to be playing my Great Highland Bagpipe. So it's going to be pretty loud in here. So I have earplugs. Hopefully you don't need earplugs on your end. But yeah, let's go ahead and do Minstrel Boy. Yeah. So we'll do Minstrel Boy on the Great Highland Bagpipes. And then I got a few Robbie Burns tunes that I was going to run through as well. But again, if you want to leave a tune request, put it in the chat. Again, if you requested tunes, you're more than welcome to pay the piper in the link below. There's different payment options, so a few pennies is all good, or some well wishes in the chat's all good too. So here's Minstrel Boy. Again, this month's tune workshop, which you can find in the Get Bagpipe Ready website. Up there. Thanks for the thumbs up. That was the Minstrel Boy on the Great Highland Bagpipes. And yeah, let me know in the chat if you have any tune requests. Otherwise, I'm just kind of going to go through a few Robbie Burns tunes here, since tomorrow's Robbie Burns Day. I'll go through a few Robbie Burns tunes. Again, feel free to put in the chat a request for a tune. I'll set those there. Hopefully they don't fall off. I would be a very sad piper if they did fall off. Yeah, let's get a few Robbie Burns tunes here. And again, there's that link below if you want to pay the piper. I won't say no to tips. And let's get going on Robbie Burns tune. Yeah. And I don't know if anyone's trying to chat so far. I don't see any chats coming through. So hopefully that chat's working. So what should we go to next? Robbie Burns tunes. Let's go to the Scottish small pipes. So a nice Robbie Burns tune. A man's a man for all that. In fact, that's what we would pipe the haggis into on a Robbie Burns dinner. At least in my neck of the woods. If you do a different tune piping in the haggis, let me know. But at least for me, growing up, we always did a man's a man for all that when we pipe in the haggis at a Robbie Burns dinner. So I'm going to do it on my small pipes. That way I can sing the words because I don't know if you'll be able to understand them. But because it is a little bit of old Scottish kind of words to it. But it's really quite a great social commentary poem or song as well. And I have my little washcloth. So for bellows, I play bellows pipes quite a lot, and I find they're just not enough padding on my hip for the bellows. So that's why I have this little washcloth, and I just kind of tuck it in there, and then the bellows is a little bit more padded on my hip. So that's all that's about. So if you enjoyed the Minstrel Boy, you want to learn the Minstrel Boy, it's this month's tune workshop in the Get Bagpipe Ready memberships. So feel free to check that out at my site. And all the links for all this stuff is below. And then a man's a man for all that. That's actually a workshop I've done previously. So if you like this tune, it's in the monthly membership as well, come to think of it. So yeah. And if you haven't seen these before, they're Scottish small pipes. So the same fingering as the Highland pipes. They can be mouth blowing, but these ones are bellows blowing, which is maybe more traditional. So we'll just get them fired up. All right, so excited to have viewers. Now, last platform I used for my live video, I could tell who the viewers were. I could look up their names, but on the platform I'm trying out today, I can't see your names. So if you're able to put in the chat, hey, this is so-and-so watching, I'd love to know who's watching. And if the chat's not working for you, I'm sorry to hear. And I won't hear because you won't be able to put it in the chat. But in any case, here's a great Robbie Burns tune, A Man's a Man for All That. And again, if you have a tune you'd like me to play, put it in the chat if you're able. And feel free to pay the piper in the link below if you're so inclined. Maybe I'll just get my fingers in the view here. There we go. My watch always gets in the way with these small pipes. The honest man, though save for his pain and man borrowed. He see young bird, he had a lord, but struts and stares and know that though hundreds worship at his word, he's but a crook for all that and all that his ribbon star and know that the man of independent mind, he looks and laughs at all that. There's one more verse, but I'm missing it. Oh no. One more verse, but oh, two more verses. Wow, there's a whole nother page here. But just as well I stop. Oh yeah, now some chats are coming in. Christine says hi. Hey, thanks for joining, Christine. So glad you could watch. And Ian says hi. Middle of the day for me, so just listening while doing other things, but great to hear you. Yeah, so I'm glad you're listening. I hope you're not at work, like sneaking in an earbud. Try not to get caught. And Nathan or Knack is in. Oh, busted my butt. And Knack is at work, but he made it. So glad you could make it, Knack. Awesome. And I should say, Knack, thank you so much for the hat. Knack gave me this hat, and then he gave another hat to do a draw prize in the Facebook group. So we have a free Facebook group, Get Bagpipe Ready Facebook group. It's helped me with my piping. There's lots of great pipers in there. I've answered lots of questions, but I've also had some of my questions answered too. So it's a great group to get more resources. Oh, Knack is home. So not at work. Maybe just made it home just quickly. So yes, I was just playing a man's a man for all that. But thank you, Christine, Ian, and Knack for joining. And let me finish off these last two verses. This is a man's a man for all that. Great Robbie Burns tune. And Knack nailed 4 more hats. Oh my goodness. Wow, we're going to have some fun draws in the Facebook group. That's for sure with these hats. And also, speaking of draws, this Get Bagpipe Ready t-shirt, which is a fundraiser t-shirt for the African Blackwood Conservation Project, is available at my site as well. And there's a link below. And I'm going to be doing a draw for my Patreons. So if you're not in the Patreon already, check out the Patreon link below. Because we're doing that draw January 31st. I'm just looking up at the calendar. So January 31st. Yeah. Oh, and Raymond's here. Hey, Raymond. Oh, and I love the last name, Burns. Like Robbie Burns. So here's the last 2 verses of that Robbie Burns, which I don't have memorized. So I needed the words. So here we go. Last 2 verses. A prince can make a belted knight, a marquis, a duke, and all that. But an honest man shall learn his might, God faith, man for all that. For all that and all that, their dignities and all that. The pith, the sense, and pride over are higher than for all that. Then come and pray that come it may, as come it will for all that. That sense and worth over all the earth shall bear degree and all that. All that and all that is common yet for all that. That man to man the world over shall brothers be for all that. All right, well, there's the last 2 verses I forgot. So thanks so much for listening to that tune. It's a great Robbie Burns tune. Robbie Burns Day is tomorrow, so why don't we celebrate? And again, a man's a man for all that. Lots of D throws in that tune. So if you love doing D throws, or if you want to get better at D throws, there is a workshop on that in the Get Bagpipe Ready monthly membership. So definitely worth checking out that monthly membership as well. So let's just check here time-wise. I think we're doing good on time. So we got time for another Robbie Burns tune, unless there's any questions in the chat or tune requests in the chat. So last live, we had a few interesting discussions going on in the chat. So If you have any burning bagpipe questions, feel free to put it in the chat. If you have any tune requests, feel free to put it in the chat. Otherwise, maybe I will go ahead and switch my bellows here, and let's do a tune on the border pipes. So the border pipes, I have bellows blown border pipes. They can be mouth blown as well. The border pipes, as in the border between Scotland and England. And I didn't even know border pipes existed till about a year ago. And then I was like, oh, I gotta have a set of those. So if you're like me, you have maybe way too many instruments to keep track of. So the border pipes, yeah, these ones are in the key of A. They're quite a bit louder than the Scottish small pipes. Maybe not quite as loud as the Highland pipes, but they are pretty loud. So I'm going to play, maybe I'll do a little intro on the whistle and then go into Macpherson's Lament and then jump on the border pipes. So Macpherson's Lament, if you don't know the story, it's quite a wild story, but the words are written by Robbie Burn, and the tune was written by Macpherson, and it was written on the gallows right before he was hung, so before he was hanged on the gallows. So it's quite a tune, and the words are spectacular, but the border pipes are so loud I can't quite sing the words. So maybe a different live I'll sing the words. And if you enjoy these live videos, yeah, I do them as well in the Patreon group. So the Patreon group, that draw happening on the 31st of January for the t-shirt, and also more lives happening in the Patreon as well. So yeah, so thanks again for saying hello in the chat. Raymond, Knack, Ian, Christine, and for sure, if you have a burning bagpipe question, we could chat about it now. Put it in the chat, or if you have a tune request, put it in the chat as well. And I won't say no to tips if you want to be the piper. That link's below as well. So let's do a little whistle lead into the border pipes for Macpherson's Lament. Okay, let's jump into the border pipes. And we're jumping into the border pipes with same tune, Macpherson's Lament, originally written by Macpherson on the gallows before he was hanged. But the words are Robbie Burn's, so that's why I'm playing it, because tomorrow's Robbie Burn's Day. And tomorrow's Robbie Burn's Day, Christine just put in the chat, she's playing a man's man for all that, which I just did on the Scottish small pipes for Robbie Burn's Day. Love it. Love that you're playing that, Christine. Thanks for sharing. And I just love that song too. I always love D throws, and there's so many D throws in that song, so I just love it. So I hope you're piping in the haggis with that tune, Christine. So here's the border pipes, McPherson's Lament. So that was a little bit of Athol Highlanders after McPherson's Mint. And Athol Highlanders, I do have a tune workshop on that as well in the membership. And that's just one I love to surprise the audience with. McPherson's Lament, going a little bit slow, and then into Athol Highlanders. So that's a whole lot of fun. So definitely let me know in the comments if you enjoy that Athol Highlanders bit. If you like the border pipes, I know they can be quite tricky with their reeds and the air pressure. So I know they're quite new to me. I'm still getting used to them, but they are a lot of fun. These ones are in the key of A, so they're really nice for playing with other instruments. Yeah, so that's McPherson's Lament. And let's see, we've done small pipes. We started out on the Highland pipes. We did border pipes. I guess we haven't done any uilleann pipes, so maybe we should do some uilleann pipes. Let's do some uilleann pipes. Unless, of course, if there's a tune request, a tune you're wanting to hear, feel free to put it in the chat. As well, you can definitely check out that Pay the Piper tip link below the video if you so wish. Although if you're short on pennies, feel free to just put in the chat. A friendly well wish, I'm all good with that too. And yeah, let's do another Robbie Burns tune. So this one's Coming Through the Rye. And we'll do it on the uilleann pipes just for fun. Because the sheet music I have is in the key of G. So we'll do it on the uilleann pipes, why not? Yeah. So yeah, feel free to put in the chat if you're up to any fun Robbie Burns stuff. I know Christine put that she's playing A Man's a Man for all that. For Robbie Burns Day tomorrow. Excellent, excellent. That's a great tune for piping in the haggis. So yeah, I know, speaking of haggis, I've been eating leftover haggis for lunch and supper the last 4 days, 3-4 days since Saturday, because I got a bunch of leftover haggis from a dinner that I was piping at there, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I gotta get that haggis ate up today before tomorrow's batch of haggis. So the uilleann pipes drones sound pretty good. So yes, uilleann pipes I've been playing since August, so I'm a few months in now, or more than a few months in now, slowly getting used to them. And coming through the ride, I've played twice before, like last week. So let's see how it goes. Through the ride, not too bad. I didn't think I would get it quite that good. So that was a fun one. And so I have the uilleann pipes out. I could do one more on the uilleann pipes, or I could do one more on the highland pipes. Let me know in the chat if you have a request or a preference. Another on the uilleann pipes, another on the highland pipes. Or we could just say, hey, that was a good live, and end it there. So it's up to you. Let me know in the chat if you want another tune, and if so, if you have a pipe preference. And I'll just highlight again, January 31st, we have a draw happening for a t-shirt in the Patreon. The Patreon link is below. If you like these live videos, I do them as well in the Patreon, just for my Patreon viewers. So for sure, feel free to check out the Patreon if you're not a part of it already. And other announcements. We played Minstrel Boy, which was this month's workshop. We played Athol Highlanders, which was a previous workshop, and it's still available in the membership. And we played A Man's a Man for all that because of Robbie Burns Day tomorrow, and that's in the membership as well. So if you want to learn all these tunes and more, definitely check out the Get Bagpipe Ready monthly membership. It's in the link below. Yeah, Nack said, your most favorite tune on your chanter. Ooh, my favorite tune. I don't know. That's a tough one. I could play it on my chanter, though, if I figure out a favorite. Well, if it's going to be on the chanter, and if it's going to be a favorite tune, I don't know if I have a tune that's stuck in my head. Oh, and I'd enjoy hearing another on these pipes. Okay, let's... Yeah, well, I'm half hooked up. Ian wants to hear another on these pipes. And maybe we'll play one that I've actually practiced somewhat. unlike coming through the ride. So let's play one I've actually practiced. And then we'll get back to one on the chanter. One of my compositions has been coming in my head this week. And that's in my free sheet music as well, but this one I haven't looked at in a long time, but parts of it keep coming in my head, so maybe that would be a good one to play on the chanter for your neck. But before I do that, yeah, for Ian, let's try one more on these pipes. that's that tune. It's an Irish tune, of course. These are the uilleann pipes or the Irish pipes. It's called "Merrily Kissed the Quaker's Daughter." So I'm not sure of the story behind that tune, but it's quite the tune name. Quite the tune name. Okay, so Knack said favorite tune on the chanter. Yeah, let's try on the practice chanter. So I'm going to actually, for me, it's like impossible to pick a favorite tune. But as I was mentioning, I've just had this tune that I composed a long time ago and forgot about it completely. And for whatever reason, it's just stuck in my head. I don't know if you get tunes stuck in your head, but I don't remember the whole tune. So I'm going to pull up some sheet music here because it's just a part of the tune that's getting stuck in my head. So if I grab the sheet music, then we'll be able to go ahead and play it. And it's called Gordy's Ship Trick. I want to say Gordy's Ship Trick. Yeah, there it is, Gordy's Ship Trick. So and it's supposed to be a kind of a weird off-key sounding sort of a tune. So it is supposed to sound a little bit odd because the composer is kind of a strange dude. So let's try this. Try this out. Oh yeah, and you're more than welcome, Ian. Yeah, Ian is just saying he enjoyed hearing the different tone of the uilleann pipes. Yeah. Oh, my pleasure to do another tune. Yeah, they're a real cool instrument. So I'm really enjoying getting into playing them. So oh yeah, I'm still in the camera. Just move that up a bit. There we go. Okay, so this one is one I composed quite a while ago. I believe it's in my free sheet music on my site as well. I'm sure I put it in one of my ebooks. And my ebooks you can get through the Patreon as well. So that's always an option. Okay, sheet music here. Awesome. Yeah, let's give this a go. So Gordy's Ship Trick. Okay, this last part I can't remember. Anyway, not quite perfect, but not bad for not having looked at it in a long time. Yeah, that's Gordy's Ship Trick. It's supposed to be kind of an off-key, weird sort of sounding tune. Like it just keeps happening unexpectedly. What notes coming next? But it's a cool sounding tune. So thanks for requesting one on the practice chanter, Knack. And I don't know if that's my favorite, but I would say that's the one I'm thinking most about this week that I've been meaning to look up anyway. I don't know if that happens to you. You just get this tune kind of coming into your head, whether you want it to or not. So that's definitely one there. So yeah, thanks so much, Knack, for requesting another tune on the chanter. Thank you, Ian, for requesting another tune on the uilleann pipes. And it was just a lot of fun to do this live. And if you enjoy these lives, feel free to join the Patreon group. I do more lives in the Patreon group. And we have that t-shirt draw happening in the Patreon group on the 31st of January. Yeah, so we're still in January. So definitely join the Patreon group if you want to be entered for the t-shirt draw. And again, if you enjoyed this, you want to pay the piper, I won't say no. You can always click that link below. And then next, asking about the chat room. Does the chat room have a setting where you can enable sound like when I, yeah, when you can enable, does the chat have sound? Yeah, so I don't think the chat, yeah, so good question about I don't think I can change the sound with the chat in this platform. If I can, I haven't figured out how to, um, I haven't figured out how to do that. So, so stay tuned on if I'm able to edit out sound in the chat and whatnot. And speaking of sound, I really hope. Let me know in the chat. I really hope the sound came through with all the different instruments too. Um, like my live video last time, I'm testing out a different platform again, so I'm hoping the sound of those instruments came through. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So glad you could join me. And I can't wait for the next live. Yeah, sometimes on the high notes it can cut out. Yeah. And I don't know if that's in this video or with your lessons, but yeah, it's not always perfect through the internet. But hey, sometimes it's the best we can do when we can't be in person. So again, thanks so much, everyone. Happy bagpiping to you this week. Happy Robbie Burns Day. And thanks for supporting, checking out Get Bagpipe Ready. And I hope you're getting bagpipe ready as well. Until next time, happy piping.